Good morning, everyone. Welcome. My name is Menachem Creditor. It's my honor to serve as scholar in residence and rabbi for UJA Federation of New York. We bring you Torah and music, blessing, and community every weekday. We've been doing so since March 18th, 2020. Today is March 3rd, 2025. Almost 5 years of Torah every single day, of finding each other from every corner of the world so that we can learn together. We can grow and be strong together. We can help each other. Penny, thank you. It's broadcast 1252. Susie, it's so good to see you too. Arlene and Rose, Boker Tov. It has been a privilege to help convene this community, to learn together, to be there for each other. Barry and Siona, Carl, Anya, Deborah, and Jack, good morning, my friends. Really glad you're here. It's Monday. It's the beginning of a new week, at least for us. There's a lot going on. Let's make sure we start by greeting each other. Sunday and Arlene, Lisa and Haley, Debbie, Amy and Chana. Chana, sending love. Sending love to you in Jerusalem. Your dog was sleeping until she heard my voice. We've been doing this too long, my friend. Deborah and Cecile, Minna and Peter. Peter sending love to Frankfurt. Kate, it's good to see you. Michelle. All right, let's take a breath. Sandy and Barbara, Linda, it's good to see you. Let's sing a bracha, learn some Torah. All right, everybody. Good morning. Let's learn a little bit of Torah. First, I want to dedicate today's Torah learning, Barbara, to your mother's memory. Today, this last Shabbat was her 5th yahrzeit. May her memory forever be a blessing. It's good to see you, Rick and Adele, two friends from Richmond, here together at the same time. It is broadcast 1252. It is day 514 since October 7th. Let's make sure that no matter what we talk about today, no matter the Torah learning we do or the other ways that we go along our business today, that we hold on to a beloved remaining 53 beloved hostages who are still awaiting their return, even if what they are awaiting is proper burial and treatment. We do not leave them home. We don't leave them behind as we make our progress through time. It is incredibly, incredibly complicated. And so I encourage you, friends, to visit online either the Missing Hostages and Families Forum. There's a link that was just posted, or look at UJA's work in the world. You will find interviews and conversations. This is really important because the advocacy work that we do is a life and death issue for them in an immediate way. And so I hope that you'll focus. I'm going to say a quick hello to my beloved son. Hi, Rafi. I miss you. So proud of you. Thank you for sharing all that you are. My son Rafi and my daughter Raya are in Poland right now with their senior class from the Lefel School. And just yesterday, they visited Auschwitz. And the way that they reflected visually and with words um, opens my heart and tells me that our future is in good hands. I'm so proud of you. There is a connection between all of these different things. Holding on to our history, remembering and revisiting the hardest parts of it, and moving forward through time. This Parsha actually offers that kind of connective tissue. Let me do my best. Parshat Tetzaveh is a hard one to find this kind of meaning because if you look just at the words of Parshat Tetzaveh, which is usually adjoined with last week's Parsha, Truma Tetzaveh is hard enough, but Tetzaveh itself is more about the clothing of the high priests and the priests than anything else. And it feels very strange. It feels ornate, too involved. Have you ever seen pictures of the Sephardi chief rabbis in Israel? Often they are dressed in this kind of elaborate way, and you think it's strange until you learn the history. And when you learn the history of how religious leadership was dressed, it begins to make more sense. And in fact, when we compare those ancient ideals, the visual of it, knowing that a leader was there because of the glamour, the glitz of it, is to lose the meaning of it. And so, what I want to do just for a moment today is to focus on the multiplicity of meanings when it comes to one piece of the priest's clothing. The high priest, the Kohen Gadol, had something called the Choshen HaMishpat, which is the breastplate of judgment. It's a complicated idea, but here's how I'll describe it. The high priest wore many different things, including on their chest a plate that had 12 precious and semi precious stones, each representing, there are 12 stones, each one representing one of the tribes of Israel. And this is a quote from the Parsha. And Aaron, who was the high priest, shall carry the names of Bnei Israel, the children of Israel, in the Choshen HaMishpat on his heart when he enters the holy place as a remembrance before God always. Why do I share this with you, friends? Why do I share this? I share this because when we lose ourselves in the trappings of our station, our office, our leadership position, when we think that our chests are for thumping and not for carrying the vulnerability of our people, we conduct ourselves in certain ways. And in fact, we are called to learn from this week's Parsha about the Kohen Gadol, the high priest, who stood as the most powerful person in the community, the person who controlled all the ways that power would flow. This is before there was such a thing as a rabbi, and before there was such a thing really as a judge. It was Moshe, Aharon, and Miriam as the triumvirate who were leading our people. Moshe's role was lawgiver, but the high priest would enter wearing us on his chest into the Holy of Holies. And there we were at our most vulnerable, being carried by our leader. And not only did he carry us in his heart, it was a beautiful representation of who we each were. Think about what the power of the Choshen HaMishpat was. Saying hi to my friend Alden Salavi in Yerushalayim. Friends, if you'd like to learn from one of the great teachers of our time, Alden is a liturgist, a paitan, a poet, but now a rabbinical student. He is a beloved, wonderful teacher in the world. Bring him to your community. Find everything that he writes at To Bend Light. Really touched that you're here, my friend. Back to our topic. Actually, let me weave Alden into this. When someone stands up in our time, in our community, and carries our hearts in their work, as Alden does, they fulfill the role of the high priest. But if someone wears the power that they have been given as a shiny, glitzy thing, but doesn't carry the vulnerability that it represents, It is a shallow representation of leadership. And in fact, I just want to quote Rabbi Shimon Felix, wonderful teacher too. He's quoting a lot of different teachers about the Urim and Tumim, these jewels that represented each of us, that the high priest would wear. And Rabbi Felix writes, quoting Ramban, Nachmanides, these were holy names by whose power the letters on the stones of the breastplate lit up to the eyes of the priest who was asking for judgment, which means even the high priest who wielded such power was such a central figure in our tribal life. The high priest didn't have all the answers, and we would be the lights on, around, and within him, representing what a good decision looks like. We have such things in modern politics, like the social contract, the idea that the leader has the authority with the consent of the governed. It is so important for us to remember what power truly looks like. For all of the shininess of the high priest, their power was that they carried us. We are a weighty thing. Community is a weighty thing. And an authentic leader carries their people tenderly, saying, not I am beautiful, you are beautiful. The community that the high priest carried is represented by the shiny, different jewels, differentiated light on the high priest's chest. That's what leadership looks like. That's what it represents. That's how to make good decisions. To remember that the community is trusting you to be beautiful, and not to be beautiful as a self, but to be a representation of the beauty of the community. To carry that vulnerability into places of risk, as the high priest went into the Holy of Holies to pray on our behalf. There is something essential here. Essential here. I see many, many questions, friends, about how we can support the Hostages and Missing Families Forum. Anya, it's a beautiful suggestion. We, as a Torah group, can write a letter from all of us to send to the families of hostages and show our support and care. You are, in that very suggestion, representing what the high priest was called to do, which was carry our people on our chest and to manifest something in the world as we do so. So let me suggest this. Instead of trying to organize all of us, let's make as a community individual commitments to accumulate the power of our love and to show the shiny individual selves that we are demanding come home. Go to Bring Them Home Now, either on Facebook, find them online, look at UJA's work, and you write a letter. Write a letter right now, as soon as we're done with the broadcast, and say, I see your beauty. Yes, we are in deep, vulnerable times. I see your loved one's beauty, and I'm writing with love to you. That's no small thing. So let's amplify that intention and do good with it. In that way, we carry the breastplate of judgment in our own small ways. And as Alden teaches, we bend light to make sure that it reaches more people, especially those who have not seen the light in some time. So, friends, send your hearts to the east with me. Let's sing. Kol hon balevav pnima nefesh Yehudi homia ulefatei mizrach kadima ayin letzion Sophia od lo avda tikvatenu התקווה בת שנות 2000 להיות עם חופשי בארצנו ארץ ציון וירושלים להיות עם חופשי בארצנו, ארץ ציון וירושלים. Bring them home now. Am Yisrael Chai. See you tomorrow, my friends.